Hello everyone and Happy New Year. The New Year is a time of reflection, a time where we look at our old habits, we figure out what we want to keep, what we want to change, what we want to get rid of. It's a time where we set new goals for ourselves. For many of us, fitness is top of the list. So in this video, I'm going to give you a few tips and tricks to get you started in the right direction. The things that I'm going to show you are designed to be small adjustments that you can make to your daily routine that will have a minimal impact on your time, but will have a maximal benefit to your movement, to your health, and to your mobility. Tip number 1, spend more time on the floor. The floor is going to be your best friend, and here's why. When you sit on the floor, it requires you to put your hips into different positions, so you're going to naturally stretch without even realizing that you're doing it. Second benefit, the floor is very hard, which means that it might be a little uncomfortable at first. Because it's hard, it's going to act like a foam roller. It's going to help knead out all that dense connective tissue that you need to take care of. Number 3, it's going to require you to hold your torso upright, which means that your core is engaged, your spine's working. So you get your flexibility, you get your recovery, and you get your core work just from sitting on the floor. So I encourage you the next time you're watching Netflix, watching TV, hanging out with your cat, sit on the floor. Here are a few positions that I like to hang out in while I'm on the floor. Number 1, I like to use a block and sit cross-legged. This is probably the simplest way to sit on the floor because you can sit here for a good amount of time. That's position number 1. Make sure your pelvis is tucked under, nice long spine. Position 2, call this 90-90. Again, you can use the block if you need, especially if you're new to this. It's called 90-90 because we want 90 degrees in the back knee here, and we want a 90-degree angle here in the front. You're getting a nice amount of external rotation here in the front hip, so you're going to be stretching the hip capsule, and then you get a nice amount of internal rotation here in the back leg. Make sure to do both sides, otherwise you're going to be walking around in circles. Just kidding. Next position, you can practice your deep squat. So you're going to use a block, use one of the higher levels, legs bent, heels in towards the block, nice straight spine. You'll get a nice stretch here in the back of the lower leg. You'll get to practice using your core in this squat position. Last pose I recommend you try while you're watching TV. It's called crab pose. Hands on the floor, shoulders extended behind you, fingers pointing away from your body. You're going to drive the shoulder blades down the back, press the floor away, lift the hips, tuck the chin, and hold. Try holding for 30 seconds, come down, go up, maybe try lifting a foot or two, come back down. Number 2. Start using the architecture of your space to remind you to work out, to stretch, and to move. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you 2 different surfaces or areas in my house that I like to use for stretching or exercise. This doorway or wall and a countertop. What you're going to do is you're going to start associating a movement or an exercise with a physical location. That way, every time you walk by that spot in your house, it's going to trigger your mind and you're going to go, oh yeah, I should stretch, I should work out. And you don't have to do it for that long. It's just something that you do as you're going about your day. With the wall, I'm going to show you a pec stretch. So you're going to make a 90-degree angle here with your arm. Put your forearm up against the wall, opposite leg forward, rotate away from the arm you're stretching, hold, breathe, and then switch. For the countertop, one of my favorite exercises for opening the lats, these big muscles here on the side. Hands on the counter, walk your feet back, chest towards the floor, reach long through the fingertips and long through the back of your pelvis. Good, and then come up. If you want to throw in a little core work into your day, maybe while you're cooking, maybe before you brush your teeth, maybe after you brush your teeth, find a surface like a counter. If you want to make it harder, find a lower surface like your bed. Hold a plank position, take one hand off, don't shift your weight, change sides. Gets harder the closer you are to the floor. If you want to make it a little bit harder too, you can bend your elbows. Okay. Give this a shot. Start playing around with different surfaces, different areas of your house. You're going to start adding exercise and movement into your day without even realize that you're doing it. Start having fun. Tip number 3. Do less more often. What I mean by that is I want you to work out for a little amount of time more often throughout your day. Traditionally, we're taught that working out happens 3 to 5 times a week for an hour to an hour and a half. It's grueling, it takes up a lot of time. A lot of us hate doing it that way. The benefit of sprinkling exercise throughout your day, it's a good way to break up your everyday routine. You're going to accumulate the same amount of work, but with less drain from your time. Here's how it works. You're going to select 2 to 3 different exercises, body weight squats, push-ups, planks, for example. If you're doing an activity, let's say you're working, you're sending emails. After you send an email, get up, do a few squats, go back, write another few emails, get up, do a few squats. It'll help keep you energized, it'll help keep your body moving more often. Another great way is to set a rule for yourself. Every time you go through your bedroom doorway, you have to do a push-up. By the end of the day, you may have done 20, 30 push-ups, but you won't realize that you've done that many because it's only one here, one there. Thank you for tuning in for this video, and Happy New Year's. Hopefully you found these tips and tricks for getting your fitness goals started in 2021 helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. If you are interested in learning more, go to thelovegym.org, teaching classes 3 days a week. I also offer private consultation and private training. Thank you again. I'll see you next time.